All right. So the request that I did get was to look at an ancient writing um, or scripture, which would be an ancient writing, and talk about it. Um, Apply it to a meditation, to spirituality. So I'm going to do that. So all of the ancient writings were given to us to remind us who we are and to encourage us along our seeking path to keep going in. And many of them are very similar in nature as far as uh, the stories and the characters, but have different names. So the ancient scriptures, the ancient cultures documented their discoveries and infused them, like we talked about last week, with they're infused with the universal energy, the divine energy, so that as the stories are revisited and studied by us in every generation before and after, the holy infusion comes through. So it doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, but even if the translations have been modified, or the words chosen were not the equal to the original words, the energy that is there for us will speak to our inner being, because what our energy receives input from universal energy, from the universal love that is out there, speaks into our energetic being, and then it bubbles up through our heart into our mind, and we attach words to the emotion, the revelation, and the energy, and then it comes out of our mouth or out of our fingertips if we're writing. So all all scripture, all writings are useful, and we can receive from anything. Divine love will speak to us from anything, through anything that we have in front of us if we're seeking. So since nobody suggested an ancient scripture, I'm going to choose all things are possible to them that believe. And so what does that mean? All things are possible. What does it mean? So as we are learning by going in to our heart space and going in past the surface and into our energetic being, our core being, and learning about the attributes that are wired into us, such as compassion and the creativity, love, joy for life, love for life, wholeness, wellness, all of these high level attributes, honor, all of them are part of our being already. So as we go in and we discover what they are and we begin to own each one of them, then we become more energy, more our authentic being, and less our mental or ego being. And the mental, the beautiful mind comes more into balance with the loving eternal heart. And then we begin to be quiet in our thinking mind and surrendering into the creating heart. And so the heart has within it the passions and desires for you, that the things that that bubble up in you that you deny, or that you think are just a fantasy, or that you think is not for you because you're busy doing a different life right now, a career or something that you've chosen. And those desires, things that make us truly happy and full of joy, are there for us to birth out into the life that we're living. And the means for birthing them, all that is required to manifest that in our life, is built into that desire. So going into our heart space, our beautiful heart, and spending time in the attributes and owning them, love and compassion for ourselves, and it changes us. It changes how we are being in the world. It changes how we are being towards ourselves, and how we are being towards others, and then how we are viewing the world around us. Our perspective changes. We're looking at life from a much higher place. We've zoomed way back, and we're looking at life from a more neutral, more global perspective, and then we're able to not be so consumed by what is happening in the seconds around us right now. So going into the heart and being in the attributes, we acquire them, and our energy begins to soar, and it begins to be very powerful. The power of it begins to come out. So now we go into meditation with an intention of creation. So because there's so much more than going in and basking in the beauty of the love that's there for us. There's clarity. There's an entire relationship there for us that that we spend time in, and it begins to pull forth out of us these beautiful desires that are there to be created. So when we want to change something, or become well, perhaps, or I'd be really happy doing this instead of that. And I don't know how that would be possible, but I know that I would really like to have a career doing this, or I would like to live here. Anything that we have narrowed down as being something that would bring us great joy, because the process of figuring that out removes a lot of unnecessary fluff from ourselves. So when we get down to what is it that we need, or that we want, or that we desire, when we go into the meditative place, we're going into the land of all possibility. When we are in that beautiful place, floating in a sea of love, we are in the place of all potential, all potentials, all possibilities, the realm where all things are possible. So all things are possible to them that believe. First of all, you have to believe that it is possible. And you know it's possible because you know who you are, right? You're a drop out of the ocean. You are all the attributes of God. You are a little God. We are gods, and God creates, right? So we are creation, and we create. So we have to believe that that's possible. Well, we are already creating the life that we are living in today. Through our intention, through our emotion, through our beliefs, through our who we are being, is what the world is showing us as a mirror all around us. So when we start realizing that we're already creating, then we can intentionally use our creative power to create something that we want. So it is all possible. There is nothing held back for them who believe. So, what do you believe? Like, what can you believe? When people come in to my studio and they're not well and they want to get better, during the conversation at some point, I will say, what do you believe can happen? What do you believe um, can be an outcome for you? Because I can't take somebody somewhere that they don't want to go or that they cannot believe, right? So I facilitate what you believe about yourself for yourself, and try to bring also education and expansion through the class and through just speaking one-on-one and private mentoring. So when we come to a place that I really desire this thing and I do believe that it is there for me, sometimes it takes no work to get there, and sometimes it does take some work to get there. But when we're there and we go into meditation, we go into that place of creation, the land of all potential. It's the land of all potential because of who we are. We are I am. We are the little gods. We are creators already. So we're going in and we're going in with the picture of it, of what it is that we are desiring. And we're going in with the end emotion of it, because when we desire something passionately, we become it. We become it. So we come into meditation as the as the completed desire that we have, and that being in that end place creates the magnet, or the energy within me now can go out and find the match and bring it to me. But we must get past the believing part. We have to have, and in order to have it, we have to get past the concepts of, is it right or wrong for me to have this, or am I worthy of having it, or is this potential possible for me? Those things have to be worked out ahead of time. So that, because we can go in and say, I really desire this, but in our heart be like, I'm hoping with all my heart I get it, but I don't deserve it, but I'm hoping nobody sees that. Like, that's the man behind the curtain who's going, that's not really for you, and but we're speaking, I really would love to, have this. It would feel like joy, and behind the joy is anxiety that it's not going to happen. So that's not believing. That's not believing. That is hoping and wishing. Believing, that you believe something because you become it. It is one with you. It becomes one with you in every fiber of your being. Every fiber of your being. If you're single and you want to mate, I really want to be. I'm not saying this, but someone could say, I really want to be married. Not right now. Anyway, got that on recording. We could say, I really want to be a married person. I really want to be married. And so we begin to meditate on what would it be like to be married? What would that feel like? Why is it so important to me? What do I think in my life would change if I was married, right? What do I think, how would I be different? What about my life would be different? What am I bringing into that union? all of these items must be worked out within us. And then we narrow ourselves down. We come down to the, yes, I really want to be a married person. And this is who I am being in that moment as a married person. I'm feeling whatever you would feel married, you know, whatever it is. You have a companion, you're feeling secure, you're feeling loved, whatever it is. You own that. You own it. You own where you are with that. And then when you are in meditation, you are projecting out there for a mate and being that, and that married woman or man, whatever that would look like for you. And you own that by being it. And then you know it so much that when you come out and you open your eyes, you are married. That reality has now become your reality. And when you open your eyes and look around, you're surprised that you are not married. Or whatever it is that you're desiring in a new job, or say health. Let's look at health. You want to become well. Something is not well with you. There's dis-ease going on in your body, right? So you want to be well. So what is wellness? What does wholeness mean to me? And oftentimes we're going to run into a lot of teaching within our mind that is in opposition to wholeness and wellness. And people go, no, who doesn't want to be whole and well? Well, it's not that you don't want to be. It's that teaching has landed within you and you have surrendered to the concept that is opposite of wholeness and wellness. I've had people sit in front of me and say, well, this was given to me because it says we must suffer. And so this is my suffering. Oh, okay, go for it. I don't believe that. Or wholeness and wellness would not be an attribute that we could have, that is part of our wiring, right? But we have to understand what we believe within ourselves already, because according to your faith, so be it unto you, right? According to what you believe is what you will have. So we go in and we spend time, what does it mean to be whole in mind and body? And we live in that question until we have resolved it. And it becomes so much a part of us that it is part of every fiber of our being. And we know what it feels like to be well. We know we have taken on a new concept. And our body begins to adapt to the new concept. We are the creative force. We are empowered from within with the truth. And it is our responsibility as creation to understand the truth and go after it and allow it to come forth in our lives. Allow our personal energy to begin to elevate and come forth as truth in our lives. But we have to let go of what we have surrendered to already, a fearfulness of an end result. And there are many, 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 many millions of, of testimonies of people who have just flat out decided, if there's wellness for me, I'm going to go after it. And I'm going to spend time being well in my meditation. And wellness overtook their lives. Wellness drove sickness out. Some of it 1,000%, some of it 75%, and sometimes that's enough, right? Like everyone's in a different place. Every individual is different. What they believe or want to or consider as great is everyone's going to be different. But it is every single thing that we are meditating on, good or bad, is possible when we believe it. And we acquire that belief within our being. It's really important not to surrender to concepts that other people are saying. You know, if we don't iron out who we are and who we are being, what is there for us, you know, wholeness, wellness, love. If we're not open to the truth and we don't iron out those issues, when somebody comes along and tells us something, gives a diagnosis, or there's going to be nothing inside of you that's going to rise up and say, no, that is not for me. What rises up inside is going to be more fear, going, oh gosh, I don't want that, but this person of authority just said that this is going to happen to me, and I'm going to ponder on that and think about it, and then it will become part of me. Then it becomes part of you, and then it's got a foothold in your world. You have surrendered power. And the more the time that goes on, the more power is surrendered. You have to get it back. I remember when I was very young, gosh, goodness, I'm trying to think, my 20s, I was going through counseling at the time for some things. I've tried all different kinds of ways to eliminate the past. The best and only way is into the heart of the divine. But I sat across the desk from a psychiatrist, and he said, "You will never be well. You will be institutionalized." And in my gut, I said, "You are a liar." And look at me now. He was wrong, but I was already alive spiritually. And that rose up in me and was like, "You are a liar. I will show you." And I proceeded on my healing journey. How many people sat in that chair and didn't? Right? People like that are responsible on some level for the outcomes, you know. So a person, we must fan the flame of light, so that light is there for us. Light lights our path first, and then we light the path for others. We must become the light, right? We must become the light. The light is already there, but we must become it more and more every day, so that it shines brighter and brighter, and pretty soon it is illuminating us and everything around us. And then all things are possible for us and the people that we are lighting with our life. We show people that all things are possible. If it's possible for me, it's possible for you. You know, it's like building something. If somebody built something, you could build it too, if you follow the directions. It's just we got to try. And we have to let ourselves surrender, let go of what we own already in teaching and emotions, and surrender into the great heart, universal heart. It's like falling into the heart of unity, of the divine, of great love, and letting that love change us so much that we don't need the things that the beliefs and the separations and the concepts, the effects dragging us down. So all things are possible for us who believe. So when we start thinking about our life, we start thinking you know, if I could have anything and no was never going to be said, if I could be anything, do anything with my life, if I could do anything with this life energy, be anything with my life force, and no holds barred, what would it be? And the first thing that comes to mind, you're going to go, that's crazy. Scratch, right? No, write it down. Write it down. You know, the universe says, I have ways you know not of. Remember, you're hearing things with your mind, which is a catalog of everything that's happened in your life and everything that you know and everything that you've learned. When you listen through your heart, that is where all things are possible, through the eternal eye of the heart, where it doesn't matter if you have the education or you have the whatever, it doesn't matter, because you could have the same thing and just have it look different. Like, all things are possible once you let them be. We have to get past the instant response of the thinking mind and allow the mind to be work in tandem with the beautiful heart, the eternal heart, where there are no boundaries, there are no limitations. We create them. But it all starts again with going in, and it starts with that relationship and allowing the relationship, um, who we are in the heart, begin to consume us, and having that ongoing conversation, the inclusion of the conversation in our moment to moment life. you know let the light dominate us, begin to be who we are in authenticity. Our authentic self is a beam of light and is a beautiful tone, and is a vibration that is in tune with the eternal love that's out there. So the more we allow ourselves to become, then the more uh, power there is in all things are possible, because we begin to believe in tune with the divine, and we begin to live in the belief of who we are. And that is when we start to believe in who we are, the I am that we are, and believe in that, um, all that is contained within that, then we begin to live in the land of all things are possible to them who believe. Otherwise, we wear ourselves out trying to push buttons and move levers to achieve something, and then achieve a little bit or don't achieve, and then we make a decision about it. And then that affects the next time. So this is a journey that we're on, an ever um, evolving, uh, beautiful journey that we're on, um, drawing in ever smaller circles into the heart of God, ever smaller circles in to the heart of the divine, ever smaller circles in to our authentic self, which is divine. We are the I am. So that is a ancient saying brought into the meditative practice and into living. So I will maybe unmute you. I don't have a unmute everybody button anymore.
What happened to it?
There.
Awesome.
So did that fulfill the request?
Yes. So
Um, no questions? We all good?
I took notes. Very good.
Okay. That's the sign. She took notes. So we'll go into meditation. We'll do a little meditation, and then we'll come out at the end. So muting you all again. And settle back, settle in, and start to breathe. Find your even breath. Let your breath soften your body. With each inhale and exhale, open more. Become more aware of what is on the inside. And let it soften. Let the energy inside you settle. Move your attention to your heart center. Image your breath going in and out of the heart space, expanding, opening. Breathing in and out. And now connect with a high level emotion. It can be love, it can be joy, abundance, whatever you want, appreciation, compassion, gratitude. Connect with that emotion and feel it in your heart. Feel that emotion flowing in and out. All high level emotions are aspects of love. So feel that love, whichever aspect it is, flowing into your heart and flowing out again. Breathing in filling up and out. Allow the love or emotion to fill you, lift you, feel yourself expand into that emotion, become one with it. It is in you and all around you. It is you. You are floating in pure love. All things are possible in pure love. All things are possible if you dare to believe. All things are possible. Listen to your heart. Your heart knows. Possibility is the language of the heart. All things are possible. We have to be willing to trust this love. Trust the love that is in us and all around us. All things are possible. In love. Allow yourself to dream, to look past your life, to imagine the potentials, the concepts that are there for you and everybody. There is greatness in each one of us, every single one. Seek for the treasure. All things are possible. For they who believe. Dare to go beyond your boundaries. Open your eyes and see past what you are looking at. There's more for you. There's more love for you than you can imagine. Within the creation of you. All things are possible. All things are there for us. explore the possibilities within yourself. There's nothing but love there in you and all around you. Open to more of you. Open your inner eye and look around. Press through the barriers. All things are possible for you. The power is in you and all around you to believe. Take a big breath in, big breath out. In and out. Reconnect with this time and space, with your body. Re-enter where you are. Oh, sorry. When you're ready, open your eyes if you haven't already. That was rude.
That was great. Thank you, Audrey.
You're welcome.
Yeah, that was really, really nice. Thank you.
Thank you. So I want to just say one thing. So all things are possible. So our job is to believe. That's all. We must believe to the point that we own it internally and it becomes one with us. Our job is not to figure out how it's going to happen, how it's going to come to us, how it's going to manifest. That's not our job. We like that to think that's our job because we think we need to do something. We need to run around and do something, right? I promise you, you'll be doing a lot in owning what you believe. It's work. Nobody's going to see it. But it's work to flesh out what you desire and anything within you, inside of you, that is standing in the way of the manifestation of that. How it comes is not your job. If there's something that you need to do, you'll know. It'll come from inside of you. Inside. So if all things are possible to them who believe on the inside, right? It's going to be really fantastic if you learn that and allow things to unfold for you like a flower. And you'll know if there's some steps, they'll become clear. It will be coming to you with ease. It won't be work. Like struggle to make it happen. That's the brain. That's the human part. It is a challenge to own your belief. So much so that it becomes real within you first. So that's just a little sidebar out there. So have a fabulous week. I look forward to seeing you guys next week. I'm here if you need me.
Thank you, Audrey.
Thank
Go,
you, Audrey. Love
go
you.
believe.
Thank you.
Go believe. Mwah. Love you.
Thanks, Audrey.
Bye.
Love you.
Bye.
Sis. Thanks.
Love you.